one toward the end of the period, but you could see him fading a little bit, which is never a good feeling when you're on that first period. And so up to the next match, right? You got all of a sudden, boom, nice 4-point win, nice major decision for Klinsky, and puts Ryder up 4-0 in the team score. Bonus points are huge every single time, especially when matchups are relatively similar at some weight classes as we move on here to 133.
Ryder wins the first one. Gunnar Andrick, true freshman for the Mountaineers on the mat against Will Betancourt. Betancourt victorious over Andy Hampton of Michigan State. Won that one 9-4 last weekend. And Andrick, again, as a true freshman, really has been a revelation in West Virginia's lineup early in his career.
Yeah, I think he's wrestled really well. He's been very solid, been pretty even. I know when kids are making this jump from high school to college and they've had all this success, and he's lost matches here in college, more so probably than he did in high school, right? So it takes a little getting used to in terms of the quality of people you're wrestling and the technical things that have to happen like that. Just being a little bit up and getting Betancourt an opportunity for that double.
First points of this one for Will Betancourt. Let's go across the way to Jared, who has Tyler Klinsky.
Tyler Klinsky, congratulations on a huge win to start the duel off for the Bronx. You've beaten Strickenberger in the past. Since then, he's really had a lot of national success. How do you improve that, win even bigger this time in his own gym?
Just keep going forward. Keep going forward. Keep trying to score points. I'm in better shape. I'm in good shape. He was sucking air after the first period, so I smelt the blood in the water, and I just had to keep going.
It was really a complete, it looked like a flip on the switch was turned on right there at the end of the first. What was going through your head there at the end of the period? Because it seems like you completely changed your demeanor and approach after that.
Yeah, I gave up 2 bad takedowns, coming out of my stance. Little things I got to work on, starting the match strong. But I knew if I kept getting my escape, didn't lay on bottom, and just kept trying to score, my attacks would come, and was successful. Yeah.
Tyler, congratulations, and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Big smile there by Tyler Klinsky. He comes on the road and gets, again, a second consecutive win over a ranked wrestler. This one, Jet Strickenberger, in the top 10.
Oh, he wrestled a good match, and like he said, you can feel somebody fade, right? I mean, the intensity, where their strength, how they're fighting to stay in position or not, you can feel that a little bit, and he definitely noticed that, and that caused him to crank things up even more.
And Betancourt with a 3-1 lead over the freshman Andrick, and Gunnar Andrick scores.
Well, they gave him 3. Let's see whether that remains that way. He's got to take him back to the mat. It'd be good to see him. He's going to get called for stalling here. It'd be nice to just secure this, just to make sure if there is any challenge that he can't. Well, he's going to have to take him out of bounds now.
Right. Great effort by great effort by Betancourt to stay on his feet.
Right, and we'll see. They threw the challenge brick about whether that was 3 or not. It was a nice job by Andrick getting himself in good position. Kind of caught Betancourt a little bit off balance, and it was quick. So we'll see if that they end up changing the initial call. The initial call, like we always know, is the incredibly important part. So where were we last week? We were like 2 for 3 maybe.
Yeah. You had a nice day.
Yeah, man, that looks like you're going to get a good takedown there. He's on his butt. He's kind of scooting backwards. But like wrestling these days, man, there's no like, oh, let me turn and face away and base up and come back up. I mean, right now, as soon as there's a continual chain all the time, it really does make it pretty tough on the official. Especially in these situations where you're trying to judge control and things along those lines, when guys are really wrestling in that chain. I'm not feeling sorry for him necessarily, right? But that makes it really tough.
So they're taking a long look at this, and again, the points awarded immediately.
So it was right before that action started, right before we saw that clip where that key component is in terms of where that takedown is.
and he never could get him back down. Almost hit on a couple of instances, and again, you saw Betancourt kind of creep toward the boundary, and eventually the whistle came.
And the other thing there, maybe at the end, when he gets him to put his hands down and puts his weight forward on his hands, he might call that there too. We'll see if he didn't, if they overturn the first part of it. But I'm going to say, I'm going to go out on a limb, Kyle. I'm going to say they're going to keep it as 3, and it's going to be 4-3 with 9 seconds left in the first period with Andrick on top.
Both head coaches just out of your picture. You saw John Hange try to look under the arm of one of the officials and get a glimpse of what was on the screen there. And Tim Flynn to the left of the officials. John Hange trying to look in as well. 4-3. If the takedown stands, Andrick will have the lead here in the final seconds of period 1.
Yeah, and I think that's huge. I mean, he's been wrestling pretty hard. He gave up that early takedown, but he's been fighting back, staying in better position, and the things that he learns from one to the next. Here's where we go. Okay. So did they? I didn't hear what he said.
It was upheld.
He said something about at 19 seconds, so I don't know if they said that he wasn't a takedown initially and then it was. I don't know. I couldn't hear any of that.
I think what he said was initially it was not a takedown.
And then when he saw it and put his hands down later, that's when they called it. That's when they said it was. So technically he won the challenge, but still was a takedown.
Right.
So everybody's right.
And they took 10 seconds off riding time as well. Andrick with a burst of energy here after that replay timeout. And the whistle comes with 1 second.
Well, they both had an opportunity to rest. Not that they really needed it. I thought they both were wrestling pretty hard and pretty well. End of the first period, Andrick on top. Man, that was a nice takedown and a way to keep battling, like you mentioned earlier, right? Because if he doesn't, if he just says, oh, this is a tough spot, and I sort of let him go, he doesn't get that takedown toward the end.
He doesn't, and it's a very impressive first period from Andrick against a veteran in Will Betancourt, and a veteran is just that. Betancourt been at Ohio State, spent time at Penn State as well, finally finding time in his home in Ryder now. Betancourt, a District 3 power in Pennsylvania. His father is the head coach of Lancaster Alliance Wrestling, one of the best clubs in the Pennsylvania area, doing great thing for Central PA Wrestling. They've produced some of the best powers in the country. Nick Feldman, the heavyweight at Ohio State, just got a number 2 rank upset against Ferrari from Nebraska. Aaron Seidel, a national power, going to Virginia Tech to compete. And of course, Will Betancourt, who was a state champ his senior year at Mannheim Central, doing great things for the area in Central PA and having these athletes compete at the national level afterwards.
It's West Virginia's freshman, though, Gunnar Andrick, who has the lead here, 5-3. We approach the midway point of period number 2. And, Tony, we're watching Andrick grow up right before our eyes.
Well, I think he's doing a nice job, right? I mean, the adjustment from college, I mean, there's a power and things along those lines, but the technical part of it, I mean, just your elbow being a little one place or the other, or you're standing up a little further than you were, you're given these little spaces, and these guys take advantage of that stuff, and it's just the adjustments that you have to make. And obviously for Betancourt, transferring in and all that kind of stuff, you go to some of these schools, and you're not, if you don't win the wrestle-offs and all that, you're not going to see a lot of mat time. It's not like the other sports, right, where they say, well, we'll give you a couple minutes here or whatever. You don't really get that opportunity a whole lot. So
there's no 2 or 3 deep in wrestling.
No, you're right. I mean, so if you want to wrestle, you got to go someplace where you can get in the lineup. And once you're in the lineup, I mean, there's lots of things that can happen.
Well, that's the strategy of Ryder coach John Hange and his staff as they get great talent out of the transfer portal. As we head to the third period here.
So pretty neutral third period. Andrick with the relatively early escape, and then Betancourt's going to take down for the third. Nice to see Andrick with a little time on top if he can, but he's got to be careful. Nice switch attempt by Betancourt. There's no 2. And Andrick's still on top. Just again, good chain wrestling by both guys. Now we're out of bounds.
19 seconds in, a lot of action there. And again, Andrick remains in control.
Want to spend a little time on top. Obviously, the coaching staff would not like to see him give up a reversal in this particular situation. But if he can get back out to some degree, and it's still a 1-point match when they're on their feet here anyway. So if he can ride this for a little while longer, he's got 30 seconds of riding time. That would help in 1:30 in the period. Nice job of keeping nice job of staying on top in there. And he's still in a good place. He's got an opportunity to potentially get a near fall here. Follows him out of bounds.
Betancourt
work on top.
Yeah, scooted right out of bounds there.
Andrick did a great job off of that mat return, being able to drag his toes a little bit, just getting a couple extra seconds on that riding time clock and cutting down time in this third period. Starts with a caution there.
Yeah.
Well, West Virginia bench thinks it should have been on Betancourt. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really looking that much. Obviously, they moved.
Well, that was a veteran move by Andrick to stay in bounds. He switched feet there. And as you mentioned, just got himself an extra couple of seconds to where now it's very close to being a factor.
Well, he's given up 2 cautions. And he's saying he's moving, but I don't know. They always say that.
Andrick brings him back down. So that ride time, we're approaching 1 minute, guys. He's done a masterful job on top.
Right? And there's a chance to really get some near fall again. Whoa. Nice job by our fans over there trying to keep them from hitting the floor.
All right, 59 seconds left. Andrick leads 5-3, and the ride time is now a factor.
This sprint here, Andrick doing a good job stopping it on top, staying calm and relaxed, able to get a full breakdown there. Betancourt trying to seal off, push those hips away, create the separation, and Andrick just getting that lock and getting a couple quick returns. And like Tony said, that chain wrestling, just putting some moves together. Getting close there, out of bounds, drags the toe. Betancourt looking for something. He's been up to his feet probably 5 or 6 times this period.
What I want to be aware of here, though, is this because a potential caution on a false start, because this will be a third one if it happens, and it'll give Betancourt a chance to, give him a point, right? So now your advantage goes away. So really doing a great job. 30 seconds left in the period, and Andrick doing a great job on top riding. He's got 1:39 in riding time, 1:40. Is the potential to get called for stalling here. Is going to get warned for stalling. There's no doubt about that, because he's going to stay on the leg. And there's going to be a warning. 14 seconds left in the match. He's up by 3.
Tony, I have to say, I did not expect him staying on top this entire third period.
Nor did I. But there's one guy who's got to watch he doesn't get warned for stalling again, or even if he gives up a reversal. Now, be careful he doesn't get thrown on his back.
Down to 3 seconds. What a job by Gunnar Andrick, the freshman. He rides out his opponent, Will Betancourt, the entire third period. The ride time point gets tacked on, and Andrick defeats Betancourt 6-3.
And this is why you wrestle these matches, because on paper, you might look at it, these matches would be the exact opposite way, right? With Strickenberger potentially winning first, and then probably Andrick not winning to Betancourt, but flipped around 4-3.
West Virginia and a rider splitting the first 2 weight classes. Gunnar Andrick comes up big for the Mountaineers.